let's move on now to paradigms. By paradigms, I mean model that we should begin to adopt. Like I said, please, when you're thinking of value-added product, please think less of doing it yourself. Think collaboration. Think partnership. That is a low-hanging fruit for you starting your own brand. And I'm not talking story. I will show you a brand of a product that is currently on for export, which we work with, who is ready to export and in his own name, and someone produced for him. I will show you that brand before we round off. Now, we need this kind of structure in case you have someone that can invest. In case you have someone that can invest. This is the structure we need in Nigeria. We need a large corporate working with SMEs so that we go to a point where we are, because most nations in the world, SME are the one creating the job. The last research done by the Smedan says that over 40 million SMEs are in Nigeria, MSME. Over 40 million MSME in Nigeria right now. Over 40 million. Now, do you know what that means? Do you know what that means? If each one of them hire just one extra person, we will take 40 million people off the street. 40 million unemployed off the street. Just like that. If we begin to think of a business model that have corporate social responsibility in mind, a business model that is helping individual businesses to grow. So we need a large corporate that working with a lot of SMEs. How will this work? Look at a typical agri value chain. Production, harvesting and transport, primary processing and storage, secondary processing and packaging, marketing and sales, logistic, export and distribution. This is a typical agri export value chain, value-added agri export value chain. This is the production. Many people focus on this. We need this, but who are those doing this? I will show you my recommendation right now. We need a situation in which we are able to leverage on the massive SMEs in Nigeria to scale. But whenever we need technical expertise, NAFDAC issue and the like, we shouldn't be looking for SME to do those things. We should be looking for big business that will take up those responsibilities. Let me show you what I mean. Now, if SME is doing production and harvesting, if SME is doing production and harvesting, if SME is doing the same SME, production and harvest, SME1, production, primary processing, and secondary processing and packaging. SME1 again, marketing and sales, logistics. This is an inefficient value chain operator, low processing capacity and output, few jobs will be created, low quality and packaging, high cost of production, non-competitive product in the export market. You wonder why our product is not competitive? Are you wondering why Nigerian product is not competitive? The same person is doing everything. He's farming, he's harvesting, he's transporting, he's processing, he's packaging, he's marketing, he's selling, he's export. Very inefficient. Look at the next one. We have a different company doing it, but we have not solved the problem. That is not solving the problem. SME1 and 2 is still doing this. SME2 is doing this. It's still not solving the problem. We're still having the same problem. SME1, SME2, SME3 is still not solving the problem. They are all small businesses. They are all small businesses. Inefficient value chain operator. Low processing capacity and output. Few job creation. Low quality and packaging. High cost of production. Small business. Non-competitive products in the export market. Look at large corporate doing it. If large corporate do production, harvesting, large corporate, the same company, primary packaging and processing, secondary processing and packaging, marketing and sales, logistics and export. Of course, it will be efficient because it's big, high capacity process, good quality packaging, low cost of production, but few job creation. Increase inequality, increase insecurity. When the big company take over the whole value chain, it's not wise. It's not a wise model at all. The same large corporate, even though he has solved the problem of efficiency in the value chain because he has money, he has solved the problem of processing and packaging because he can do it, of course. He has solved the problem of good quality and packaging, low cost of production and competitive product. He has solved it, no doubt. But we have problem with the economy. We are still not creating the jobs. Increase inequality, increase insecurity. We have large corporate 1 doing this, large corporate 2 and 3. We are still not solving the major problem of Nigeria right now. We are still not solving the problem. we need to, we need to delineate our value chain and do it in such a way that we do it in a sustainable manner. We are not just increasing capital formation in the system, building wealth. We are also ensuring that the wealth cascades down to the grassroots. If we don't do that, we will be making money, the economy will be growing, but there will be a lot of inequality in the system. There will be a lot of insecurity. There will be a lot of poverty in the system. Look at SME is the one doing this. SME in the farm. But large corporate is handling the rest. Not efficient. Not solving the problem. Look at what will solve the problem. Look at what will solve the problem. When we have large corporate, this is where we need large corporate in Nigeria. We need SME here for job creation, production and harvesting. We need SME here, supported by government, supported by NISA, supported by CBN. We need SME here. We don't need SME here. You know why? Primary processing and storage. We need a company that have capacity to absorb all that the SME are producing. We need job creation here, job creation. So this is large farmland, but divided among several SMEs in the village. This is SME in the city. This is SME in the village, SME in the city. This is the manufacturing company who is doing the processing. So now that headache is taken off completely. Because let me tell you how this will work. This person has produced plantain chips. He has produced plantain chips. This is the SME. He has produced plantain. This company, this SME too, buy this plantain from him, bought it from him, gave it to this company. This company, we slice it, we peel it, slice it, fry it, de-oil it, package it, and give it to him. So if you bring in 5 tons of plantain, maybe we get about 100 kg of plantain. Or you get about, if you bring 5 tons, maybe we'll get 2 tons or 3 tons, depending on recovery. He now continue to export. So you know what has happened here? We are creating jobs through this SME. We are creating jobs through the SME. We are creating efficiency and quality production, cheap cost of production through this place. Efficient value chain operator. High processing capacity and output. Good quality packaging because they are big. Low cost of production because they are producing large volume. And competitive product in the export market. Increase job creation. Decrease inequality. And decrease insecurity. This is what we need in Nigeria right now. We need this model, guys. We need this model. So if you are listening to me, if you are with investment companies, you know there are a lot of private equity firm in Nigeria that you can do this. We can do setting up some of this factory. 100 million naira is enough. 200 million naira is enough for this factory. So it's small money for some companies, and you can begin to grow, and you can even do billions in capacity as it grows. This is what we create the job. So we can have many SMEs doing export of the same product in their own brand. By the way, this company does not have a brand. It's producing for all of them in their own brand. So you can have 10 brands from the same company, 100 brands, 1,000 brands from the same company to different markets around the world. And the price will be very, very cheap, efficient, and we're creating jobs in the process. I mean, what a lovely idea. Now, look at my proposal for the government. You know, we are in a recession, and you know, Nigerian government will say, we do not have money. And this, I don't have money, I don't understand, because sincerely, that is not true. What they don't have is either political will or idea of what to do. Either political will or ideas of what to do. That is what I think is the issue. And I'll make a proposal now. In case you have such people that can help right now, I mean, if you have a state government that need help right now, I have a proposal on how can solve their problem, and I want to show you a model of that. Now, what are the problems of a typical state government in Nigeria? The problem of a typical state government in Nigeria is job creation and generation of income. Those are the 2 major headaches of any state in Nigeria. Job creation. Why is job creation a big problem? Because most of the state governors did not come in to create jobs. The model we operate allowed them to be sharing money. So what that tells me is that a state governor can choose not to do anything from the beginning of the month till the end. And guess what? That state governor to pay salary at the end of the month. Even if you choose to sleep, of course, that's not a sustainable model. It can't work. How can he be choosing to sleep and money will come? And it's sure that money will come. How do I know it's sure that money will come? Because the money is there now. The money is is going to come from Abuja, and we want the economy to grow. The economy cannot grow because the state governor does not have any, as in, he doesn't need to do anything, and he will earn income. So what I'm going to show you right now is to demonstrate to you that Nigerian state government can export, and I will show you data to prove what I'm saying. We have done simulation at 3 Think Trade Academy on this. Nigerian state government can export, and you'll be shocked that Nigerian state government will make money from export. Now, but the model we are proposing is that it will not just make money, it will also create jobs. That's the model we are proposing. That the government will not just make money, the government will also create jobs. And we did a simulation of this to show that there is no reason why any state in Nigeria should be poor. Now, let's go. State government decide to export, decide on what to export. Something fine in their state. State government decide what to export. The state government partners with a private sector, maybe on the 80 to 20% PPP arrangement. The state government provide fund, while the company provide expertise. The PPP form the farmers into cooperative in the local government, in all the local government rather. The PPP company they form, an SPV they form, give purchase order to the cooperative backed by guarantee. The PPP provide input, training, and all necessary support for planting. The PPP provide collection centers for receipt of harvest products. The PPP collect, clean, and bag the harvested product for export. The PPP source for buyers to do documentation and shipment. The PPP present document to the bank for payment. Upon receipt of payment, the PPP pay the farmers and share the balance with the state government. The state government can then use its share to fund the budget of the state. This is my model for state government in Nigeria. And I will show you data to prove this. The impact of the suggested model for state government goes beyond generation of revenue via export. It has humongous impact on employment generation and increased economic activity in the state. This, in my opinion, is a more effective, efficient, and enduring model for diversifying the economy of any state in Nigeria. This model can be replicated by federal government at the federal level, especially for exportation of minerals. So let me show you. This is Duse. Duse is my second state. I serve in Duse, Jigawa State. Imagine this scenario. Jigawa State have arable land mass of 888,000 hectares of land. 889,000 hectares of land. If Jigawa choose to use half of that land to cultivate sesame seed, 444,000. A yield per hectare of 1.5, which is poor, 666 metric tons of sesame seed. If they sell it at $1,000 per metric tons, that will be $666 million. Let's go to the farmers. The farmers, according to Agric economists, these are data from Agric economists online, to cultivate an hectare is 60,000. It might be higher now. Let's say 100,000 self. The cost of farming will be, for these hectares of land, will be 26.6 billion. Remember, the government does not have to give money to the farmers. They will give them support. They will give them tools. They will give them implement, but they won't pay them money. The payment of the farmers at 30%, 34 billion. Cost of export, 50,000 per metric tons. Total export, 33. 33 plus 34. This is the cost of export. This is the cost of farming, 68 billion. If you convert 66 billion to naira at 360, 240 billion naira. Imagine if you are using 380 or 400 now. Profit, if you deduct the cost of project, 172 billion. This state generated only 9 billion in 2018. This state can generate $172 billion. Billion naira in income. Add that to what they generated, 181. So this state, Jigawa, have no reason to be poor. This is one of the states in Nigeria that is said to be not viable. This state in Nigeria is said to be non-viable. Look at another one. Look at palm oil. Palm oil is in, this is for Enugu State. Enugu has a very small land mass. If they use half to cultivate palm oil, at a yield per hectare of 80 metric tons, they will do 2.4. If you process that palm oil at 90% yield, the yield of the oil that we will get is 19%. That will be 470,000 metric tons. Processing fee, 30,000. Total cost of processing, 14 billion. Palm oil, cost of export. Sorry, the export price, $500. If you multiply that by 570 metric tons, that's $253 million. Cost of export, 40 million plus 18 million. 18 billion. 18 billion plus the 14 billion, that's 35 billion. 35 billion minus 84 billion. This state can generate 71 billion just by exporting palm oil. Let's look at Kwara State and look at cashew nuts. Kwara State can generate 140 billion naira just on cashew nuts. I'm basically saying that Nigerian states have no reason to be poor. And we have simulated this for many states in Nigeria. Nigerian state has no reason to be poor. So if you have access to state government, please suggest this to them. We're not even thinking, we don't even want to, we are making the information available so that people can go and use it. We don't even want to be part of it. So it's not like we want you to come and engage us as consultant. No. Use your people. We can give you information and come and present to the government, not because we want anything from the government, please. We need to rescue this country. And for us to rescue the country, state government must export. State government can muzzle enough resources, work with their people, create jobs for their people make money. And the state can pay the state. The state can pay their people, and the state can make money doing the same. And I think that would be a better Nigeria for all of us.